What's up, guys? Welcome back to Building with Tyler. And I know that I have made a lot of bows. I've made a pretty good PVC bow and a wooden bow that is stuck right now. It's stuck behind my ripstick over there. But I think that we're gonna make another PVC bow today. But instead of making it just like this, we're gonna be making it foldable. This is gonna be called the foldable. Yeah, so this is gonna be a foldable bow. That's gonna be pretty much like Hawkeyes in the Marvel movies. Now, I'm gonna go get the supplies. Here we go. PVC pipe, just like the one that we used for the other PVC bow. And these two little door hinge things, I got them at Menards. I think they're for like a cabinet or something. They're not really meant for doors, but it's just the same thing. It only has 2 holes, pretty small, but that's what we need. Let's get started building it. So this PVC pipe is about 61 inches long, and that's good because we're gonna cut segments out of it that are each 20 inches long. Let's do that. These 3 cut out. You're gonna get one of them. It doesn't really matter which one. I think that I'm going to pick, they're all kind of different lengths. These 2 are probably the closest here, so I'm gonna do this one because it's a little bit longer, and I'm gonna draw a line in 3.5 inches in from both sides. And do it 2 inches out from each side. Oh, look at that. There's Vinny and Tommy. So now you're gonna get the 2 that don't have the markings on them. Then you're gonna get the heat gun and a big long piece of wood, and then you're gonna flatten them down. Now that these are done, we are going to go to the one that has the 2-inch marks on them, and then we're just gonna flatten down the area in between the 2-inch marks and the end on both sides. All right, guys, just finished flattening both of them out. You're gonna have to do it on the side that's like that, so then it would be able to fold over, and you're gonna have to do it so the round piece is facing forward. When it's full, like when we know it has to be folded, it has to be facing backwards. Can't even talk today. So then it can fold all the way back up. Then you're just gonna put 2 little dots there where you're gonna need to drill a hole. And now let's drill the hole. Now that these hinges are now attached, you are going to go directly where it starts to go back up. Then you're going to put a dot right there, right in the middle, and on the other side too. Then you're going to get 2 of these screws that are super thick and have a really big head. Can't remember where the other, there, here's the other one. And they're just going to get a drill bit, same size, drill all the way through. Put this one, wait, no, you're not going to put it in yet, but you're just going to drill both of the holes. These holes are now drilled, look pretty good. Now what we're gonna do is you can draw the 2 dots on both of the longer pieces. Well, they're actually the same size, but the flattened out pieces, by just folding these over, putting 2 dots, just like we did there. And then you're gonna use the exact same drill bit that you used to drill those, and drill it on those. Now that that's done, you're gonna get the exact same drill bit that you used for these 2 screws on the other one. And then you're gonna go up exactly 4 inches from those 2 and in the exact middle on both of them, and then you're gonna drill a hole. Easy, those are now drilled. Now you're gonna get a triangular file, which is somewhere around here. I think I just put it, yeah, right here. Or you can just get a saw or something. Now we're gonna have to make those notches that the string will fit into. Now that these grooves are carved in, you're just gonna put the small screws in there, just like those holes are for, and same on that side. And then you're gonna get the bigger screws like that, and you're gonna put one there, one there, one there, and one right there. And then you're just gonna put it all together. Let's start doing that. All right, guys, actually, I don't think that these things here, those little big screws, the little big screws, I don't think they're really needed. I thought that it would go down a lot farther than it does right now. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna take these out. Looks like maybe this side goes a tiny bit farther down on the other side, but right now looks pretty well even. So now we're gonna get a big piece of paracord. This was left over from one of my previous bows that it didn't fit. So you just tie a little circle thing here, and this is just gonna be a temporary knot on one side, so then we can switch it off and on. And then this side is gonna be a permanent knot, so you're just gonna bend it down all you want. I think that maybe right here, it might have enough strength. So I'm gonna do a permanent knot right here, just with maybe 3 or 4 knots. You can never be too safe. I think I'm at like 5 right now. Come on, can I fit one more in there? And yes, I can. There we go. 5 knots. Might have to add a little bit more spring to it, and it looks like, yeah, this side does bend down a tiny bit more. So I think that we're gonna actually need to replace these, get the screws back on and do it. I actually think that I'm gonna take a different course of action, and I'm gonna get this really big PVC. Don't know how thick it is, maybe like 2.5 inches, but it can fit over my bow. And that's the good part about it. So now I'm just gonna cut 2 4-inch pieces off of it, and let's just see where that goes. So I have these 2 cut out. I'm gonna get the heat gun that I used to flatten that. And then I'm just gonna heat it up just a little bit, enough so it can melt just a little bit, so it fits a little bit more snugly around that piece there. So I'm probably just gonna fold this part in maybe a tiny bit. So see, it helps a bit, but I just need it to help enough so it goes straight. First one. So guys, I did the first one without taping, just to see if it was gonna work, and it actually works really, really well. Let me show you. I'm gonna go outside and show you. So when it's folded up, it'll just sit like this. The other one will be in there too. It might be a little bit snug, but it'll work. So it just sits like this, it's really, really snug. And you just pull it down, clicks into place, and it actually goes over a little bit this way. So you're gonna need to bend it backwards, and that's what I want. I want it to be able to bend this, not the hinge. And it's actually really, really hard to bend. So this works. Now I'm gonna do the one for this one. Just have it sitting on the table here, and every minute or so, I'm just gonna turn it and flip it a couple times, and it gets, oh, I'm not taping it, there we go. Just gonna turn it, flip it a couple times, so it doesn't burn. Then after a while of doing that, I should just be able to melt it right over like I did with that one. Finished. Turn it off, probably, let's leave it on for a couple more seconds for me to find my gloves. Where the heck are my gloves? Here they are. Okay, let's turn it off. I already aimed over there. Let's just put you smack dab right there. Then I'm just gonna, and this is how we're gonna do it. Move it a tiny bit up like I did with the last one. I'm just gonna hold it there, all smushed up. Maybe after a minute of doing this, I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna use these clamps here so I don't have to hold it anymore. And it's really, really hot, so you don't wanna be holding on to this for too long, but These gloves protect me a bit, but it's still really hot. That was hot. I think I maybe could even just do it like this because it's bent that way, but who knows? Cup things. And it's all folded up right now. Looks pretty cool, actually. It's pretty small. Now, let's go outside and see if it actually works. So, just have an arrow in it now. Just put it underneath the paracord. And just can't already get out. There we go. I thought that was going to stick into the ground, but it did not. Let's try that one more time. Okay, let's just open up the bow. Okay, so you just have to unravel it. And make sure that these things don't fall off, because then they're kind of hard to put back on. And they just have to be a little bit snug. Well, look at that. Okay. Now, they just have to be a little bit tight because the tension of the bow will keep them there. So, just have to hold that so it doesn't slide. Open this up a little bit. Puppy. Hello there. Hey, bud. Okay, this is what it is right now. Oh, and I also have to put a little notch here. I might just get a nail, drill a hole all the way through, kind of going in that direction, a little bit at an angle. So, let's just see how it works now without the notch. That looks good. Let's see how far it went. Done. Hold it. Oh, just went through the fence. It's actually pretty far. Now let's go decorate it. But first, before we do that, we're gonna need to drill a hole same size as this pretty big nail here, all the way through the very center, right there. This is the side that I'm gonna be shooting it on. It's the way that like most people shoots a bow on, but it's weird because it's not actually the right way. You're supposed to do it on the other side so you can reload faster, but I'm not that good. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get that drill bit, drill all the way through. Now that the nail's through, you just have to get the end, put it on the side that you're not going to be shooting, and put this end through the side that you are going to be shooting it. Then you're going to get a clamp or pliers. I have no idea where my pliers are right now. Then you're just going to clamp it down, and you're just going to bend it. There we go. Oh, that didn't even work. Okay, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stop the video because it's hard to do it with only one hand. Nails in. It spins though, so I might just use some duct tape or something. And I do not know what's going on down there. It's like a bunch of sirens. But now we're just gonna have to duct tape that in so it doesn't spin. Or maybe just use some hot glue. Just finished getting some of the hot glue on. It's a lot less twisty now. As you can see. It still moves a tiny bit, but it should not like wobble around when it's in the compact state. So now I'm just gonna decorate it, but I don't think that I'm gonna need to tape this because you can decorate yours however you want. So yeah, I'm just gonna paint mine maybe with a little bit of blue and black probably. Okay, just got that done, and I did it on the opposite side I need it, and upside down I think, because I actually moved the knot to the opposite side. So the knot used to be on this side and it used to be bending over that way, but I changed it so now it's bending that way because it was actually naturally bending in like a that way fashion. So I just bent it that way, and now it is a lot stronger. So this can probably shoot an arrow probably maybe 4 times farther than it could when it was bent the other direction. So I'm just gonna unstring this and I'm gonna paint what my bow looks like. Looks pretty good. I think it's dry. I think I'm probably gonna have to re-glue that. Still a little bit sticky. I'm gonna go hit some baseballs now, but probably when I get back, this should be perfectly dry. It's done drying. Let's see how it looks and fires. We already know that it fires good, but I haven't tested it that much by bending it the opposite direction, so let's see how powerful it is then. Okay, it's in. Just gotta put pressure on each side while I get the string forward. But probably want to have it like that. Now let's see how it works. And it's kind of hard to keep like that because it always wants to turn around and flip. So it's kind of hard to hold on to it, but you just have to hold it really, really tight and then it shouldn't flip around. And you have to keep pressure on all these things here or else they fall. There we go. Man, I bent this. Man, this hot glue isn't keeping it tight. So, I have a target put on the opposite end of the yard. Let's see if I can hit it and if it'll actually puncture it. Oh, I nicked it. It's actually really, really accurate. Now that I got a bullseye, it seems like it's a little bit weak, but it's powerful enough to get through the target. So all you have to do to fold it back up is just pop these out, fold it inwards with both of them, then get the string, then you wrap it up with the string. You have to get it tight or else it's gonna wobble around. And then you use the loop at the end. And I made my loop so it can get bigger just for this, so when I can loop it over the top here, twist it so it's tight, and then make it a little bit smaller so it's even tighter. And there we go. Fold the bow. Alright guys, this has been a really, really long video. This took me a long time to make. It is probably one of the most complicated things I've made with all like the stoppers and with all like the little joints and flex and how it can't flex too much. Now it has to flex enough, but yeah, this has been pretty hard to make. And this is actually a really long video, so I think that I'm just gonna end it here. See you guys on the next video.